Important is this, knowing your identity. Your story is important, just like you. You are important. And you have to convey that message to your clients or the people around you. Not knowing your identity, this is very important. And I was talking with Alan a couple months ago when we were talking about that. We were talking about entrepreneurs. There's a little quote that I shared. So I'll read it to you. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, handsome, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking, so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God within us. It is not just in some, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson, very famous quote, but the summary is, you are important. You are not called to be a loser. You are called to be a winner. When you walk into a room and there's somebody who's very negative, you feel it. When you walk into a room and someone is full of life and energy, you feel it. So you are called to be the light. You're not called to be negative and a loser. You are born to make a difference in this world, right? So, but many people are raised and pushed down by how they were raised by their parents or friends or something. And it's not the parents' fault because their parents were probably raised that way too, right? And in coming from an Asian culture, people are like, oh, you gotta be humble and don't show off yourselves. And humility is not like not putting yourself down. Humility, being humble, is just not focusing on yourself, but focusing on others. How do I serve others? How do I add value to others? You have to acknowledge that you have gifts, you have strengths, you have talents. And why is this all important? Because how you deliver your story is related to how you view yourself. If you view yourself as like worthless and really bad and negative, then you'll come across that way. You'll walk like this and you'll talk like this and you won't have energy. People won't feel the light from you. But if you're confident, and I'm not saying arrogant, but if you're confident, people feel it as well. And people, remember I said, people will buy your service if they know you, like you, and trust you. They don't like you if you're all like this and negative and stuff. They won't like you. They might know you, but they won't do business with you because they can't trust you, right? So it's important to know that you're very important. You're called for something great. So this is a really great, that's a really great quote. So I'm going to share a theory with you. It's called the looking glass theory, developed by a sociologist named Charles Cooley. So basically it says how you view yourself is related to how the most important person in your life views you. So I'm going to say it again. So how you see yourself is related, largely determined by who the most important person in your life thinks of you. So if the most important person in your life is your father, and your father thinks you're great, then chances are you will think you're great too. But if your most important person in your life is your sister, and your sister thinks you're horrible, then chances are you will think of yourself like that too. So for me, the most important person in my life is God. I'm a Christian, so God thinks I'm great. I'm not perfect, but God thinks I'm great and I've got great potential. So there I see myself, I try to see myself the way God sees me, right? And when I talk to my children, I try to see them in amazing potential because in the children's eyes, we are their parents, me and my wife, are the most important people in their lives when they're young. So how I view them at that age is very important to how they grow up. Of course, no one's perfect, but then being aware of that will help with child raising. So the question is, who is the most important person in your life? How does he or she view you? So if the most important person in your life, some people might say it's my husband, or some might be, oh, it's my wife, or some might say my father or mother or best friend. But the question is, if they see you in a positive light, great, that's awesome. If they see you in a negative light and they put you down and they're negative, is that how you want to be viewed? That's the question. So most people have limiting beliefs. Oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not a great public speaker. I don't think I can do that kind of marketing. I'm not meant for those crazy things, crazy ideas. I'm not that adventurous. And they just say those words, and they convince their mind to believe that. It's called self-fulfilling prophecy. It's a psychological term. Basically, example, if you say to yourself, I have bad memory, and then your mind will show you memories of the past where you forgot something. And then your mind will tell you, see, you do have bad memory. See that time where you forgot that person's name? See that time you forgot that appointment? And they'll just reinforce you to believe that. Or you say, I'm a hard worker. And then your mind will show you examples in your life where you were hardworking. And then your mind will say, see, you're a hard worker. See those times where you're hardworking? Why is that important? That's important because what you say about yourself, it gets programmed into your mind. So if you say to yourself, oh, I can't do that. I'm not that good at that. Your mind will tell you, see, yeah, you aren't good at that. Where do these beliefs come from when you say those things? Maybe they came from yourself. Maybe they came from how you were raised. Maybe some friends said those beliefs about you, like, oh, you're not good at speaking, or you're stupid, or something like that. Maybe somebody said that to you. And nobody has a perfect childhood. But it's important to be aware. Where does it come from? So what's the solution to having those limiting beliefs? Who is the most important person in your life? Find someone who believes in you. He sees the unlimited potential in you. So if it's like, let's say a friend, and your friend is the most important person in your life, but that friend is very negative, then maybe don't spend so much time with that friend and spend more time with people who believe in you, who love you and see potential in you. But it's hard to do with your mother or father or your husband, your wife. If you're married, then maybe spend less time with maybe your parents or parents-in-law or something like that. But it's hard when your spouse is negative. So what else can you do? You are who you hang around with. So if you have somebody in your life who's very negative, just spend more time with the positive people. Spend less time with the negative. It's not like, oh, I gotta divorce my husband or wife because they're negative. It's not like that. It's spend less time. So let's say your mother or father is negative. It's not like, oh, mom, I cannot talk to you ever again. It's not like that. I will spend less time with my mother and father, and I'll spend more time with the people who see potential in me, believe in me, because you want to be an influence on the darkness. But if you're dark, and let's say the negative person is dark, then you cannot influence that person. But if you are full of light and they are darkness, chances are whoever's stronger, they will convince the opposite side. Okay? So you are who you hang around with. My mentor taught me that. So if your net worth is related to your network, how much you make in your life will be worth approximately the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you want to increase your net worth, you spend time with people who make more money than you. Okay? And same, when I talk to people, and let's say I talk to someone and they're very negative, then I know who their friends are. Because chances are people are like their friends, pretty similar. There's some exceptions, but probably pretty close to their friends. So if I talk to someone and someone's very like always gossips or something like that, then I go, I know who their friends are, right? So distance yourself from the toxic people and spend more time with the positive people. And then when you have limiting beliefs, about, oh, I'm not good at this, and I'm not a public speaker, and I'm really bad at marketing, or I don't know how to convince people or sell people. Those are limiting beliefs. So what do I do? Affirmations and visualizations. So I'm married, I have 2 children. My older one is 8 years old, younger one's 4. And when my younger one was maybe 2 or 3 and couldn't understand me, and he could understand me, every night I would pray for him. And his name is Yushin, and I would just say what I wanted him to believe. So if I wanted him to be encouraging, I'd be like, oh, Yushin, you're so encouraging. I'd be like, Yushin, you're so generous. You're so loving and caring, and you care about people, and you're such a great leader, and you have so much confidence, and you're such a blessing. Why? Because I'm trying to brainwash him. Because the media is already trying to brainwash you with negativity and a lot of stuff like that. So I'm going to brainwash for the positive. If I say to my son, you're so smart, you're a blessing, you're loved, how long, if I say that every day, at night, every single day, how long before he knows that he is loved and he is amazing and he is a blessing? Quite quickly. But let's say every day I say, oh, you're stupid, you're really dumb, and like you're hopeless, useless. If I say that every day, how long before he thinks like that? So that's why it's very important. Watch what you're saying to yourself, self-fulfilling prophecy, and the affirmations is a very powerful skill that I was using even these days for myself. If I notice something I'm not confident in, then I'll just write it on a piece of paper and say it to myself every day. Visualizations is very important. Let's say you want to have a particular body, a physical shape. You want to get in shape and you want to look a certain way. So you imagine it every day. Imagine yourself looking like that, right? That helps with you programming your mind to get there. Is visualizing that a day in and day out. It's very important to know your identity, because if you have a great product and you have a great service, but you are very negative or you're being held back by your limiting beliefs, it will slow you down for sure. And it will turn people away because they don't want to be with you, right? And it helps when you have a business and you have a team. The team trusts you, but if you are someone who's very negative or you have limiting beliefs, it's hard to be a good example for your team.